Hello there, it's Nooch, and it's time to talk about the state of LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed in February 2021. Is the state of the game strong or is it weak? Is there lots of content coming soon or not much content coming soon? How about these All-Star events? How exciting are they? Are we getting new characters? Are we getting Spongebob? Who is Jester Go-Go and why should we care? And the Content Creator Program, what about that? We'll talk about all that and more in just a second. Okay, guys, you can watch right over here. Nooch just failing at the Brainy Kids final node. Just can't get it. Need to upgrade the team, but that's what these events are for. The All-Star events are pretty well designed. Let's talk about that first. The All-Star events are pretty well designed events. They've given us some challenging nodes. You know, the last three nodes of the Brick Pace, this All-Star Brick Pace Mind Games, were really challenging for a lot of people. If you didn't have Willa and Basil, and even some people who had Willa and Basil, you were really struggling with this event and couldn't get through it. Nooch actually was able to gold trophy all three of those with his Magic Tower team in one way or another. Magic Magisto's Tower in one way or another, but a lot of people couldn't. So really challenging content, really encouraging us to level up these characters, the spooky characters, the chill characters, the techie characters, minifigures. A lot of people already have the chill ones, but spooky and techie for sure. People had not farmed a lot of those, so now we're actually having a way to farm them, a challenging and fun way to farm them, and I hope these continue. And developers, if you're listening, please continue these all-star events. Expand on them. You know, make these brick paces. This two-layer brick pace for techies was really cool. I'd love to see that in the other events as well, in the spooky and the chill events, and give us like a city one with 2 or 3 new minifigures for city in there. Give us another set, a different, you know, like the underwater theme we've been hearing about, or some other kind of space. You know, give us more characters and release them. We really like this new brick pace. If you do the 2 layers of it, make some challenging nodes at the end, maybe some nodes that we can get if we farm different types of characters. Really enjoyable, really having fun. It's a really good way. The All-Star events are a really good way to farm a lot of coin, a lot of set tools, other elixirs, and everything else. Really great, well-designed events that give us a lot of hope for the future of the game. Good content there. Is there lots of new content coming soon? Guys, we're going to talk a little bit here. Nooch is going to share some screenshots of some conversations on Discord that are happening. And you guys know, if you get into these social media platforms, man, you can get a lot of negativity, and it can be really frustrating. It can really wear you down. I would encourage people to try and say the things you feel in a constructive way. You know, it's helpful to think of, how is this actually coming across? Repeat it to yourself. Do I sound negative? Do I sound positive? That's just on social media in general, and it's true in Discord, Reddit, etc. But we're going to look at some of those comments here soon. We know we've got some new characters coming with the update 8. Nooch is, with these new All-Star events, Nooch is encouraged that the state of the game is encouraging but not exciting right now. But let's jump into some of these comments we got on Discord right now. And, well, there we go. So this first one here, we'll talk more about Spongebob in a little bit, but Spongebob has been a really hot topic on Discord and other places because we know the old development team had promised us an underwater theme. Like, we got an underwater theme coming soon. You know, there are Lego sets, classic Lego sets that are underwater, scuba gear, something. So we didn't know what it was, but Maria kind of said here. Maria, by the way, is our conduit to the developers. She is the representative. She's the mouthpiece, the persona, and she's on Discord for the most part, but she also posts on Facebook as well. But I saw some people were asking about adding SpongeBob to the game as the previous team promised. Well, the previous team never promised SpongeBob, but it sounds like now we know that that was the theme. Probably what had happened is Ghostbusters came out, and it wasn't as big of a moneymaker as Game Loft thought it might be, and so they maybe delayed the SpongeBob release. Not really sure what's happening, but it does sound like SpongeBob was what was intended. Will it be what we get in the future? Not really sure. We're going to talk a little bit more about SpongeBob here in a minute, and kind of well, really, maybe, I guess, the anger that it evokes in some people, and if that's justified or not. But here, let's look at one here. Gay Zoso. It's so sad to see how this game is being managed. And Maria says, well, we're trying to do our best. Of course, big improvements take time, guys, but please stop being so upset saying something bad happens to the game. And the game also responds and says, knowing the game will keep existing is already something. We're putting our time in to improve our rosters and to collect all the good minifigures. And Maria says because it's a really good game. That's why I'm playing it every day. Now, Nooch will note, Maria's probably been playing the game since early November, so 3+ months. And for 3, 4, 5 months, it is a really good game. But then you kind of get out of the beginner phase of it, and you're looking for end game content. And some people have been playing this game for 13, 14 months now, and they're looking and saying, where is all the content? I don't have much to do. And that's where the challenge comes. It's a very good start of a game. It's missing end game components like raids and everything we've been talking about. Here's one example, by the way, of how to word what you're saying. You know, Gaze also started off with, it's so sad to see how it's being managed. It's kind of an aggressive comment and kind of pointing it out there. But what this person really meant was, you know, hey, it's going to continue, but we really want to see something because we're investing our time. You, Nooch, everyone, this community is investing our time in the game. Give us something new to play. Give us a consistent game mode that's out all the time. Something we can do. Here was something encouraging as well. There was kind of this concern in the community that the Primo event that just came out for some people. Nooch didn't see it because Nooch already has Primo. That Primo event was re-released, and that was this mystery event that the developers had promised us in February, because the placeholder that they used for the background of that mystery event was clearly the background of the Primo event. There was a little blurb out to the side. You can see the blue and red like lines going through it. It was clearly that. But Maria said, why'd you decide that was a mystery event? Something else is coming at the end of the month. So we do have an actual mystery event coming at the end of the month, and is not Primo. It is something brand new, and that is a promising thing, an encouraging thing for the game. Some kind of content. A new event is content, so we'll see what it is. Who is Jester Gogo? Guys, Jester Gogo loves LEGO Legacy more than anybody else in the community. That is 100% clear. Now, Jester Gogo is very aggressive. He's tenacious. He is going to get his questions answered. He's going to ask them over and over again until he gets them answered. Sometimes Jester Gogo jumps in the pool without looking. Sometimes he dips a toe, and he usually just jumps in the pool without looking, just starts firing off questions. In this case, he got some answers from Maria, so I just wanted to look through those and kind of go over them real quick and see what this kind of points to for the future of the game. Number one, can you give us a little tease what the mystery event will be? And the answer is no. There's no tease. You'll find out later. Number two, with the release of the update and the brick notes, you said that new minifigures will be revealed. So will we get events to update in this update to get some of those new minifigures? The answer is that's a good suggestion for future updates, to give us events to release new minifigures, like the All-Star events, like the Brick Base events, like Master events, like this new mystery event. You know, give us events to get the new characters with. That's the way they should be released and then made farmable down the road. We should be seeing Ghostbusters farmable sometime soon, developers. They need to be farmable. Right now, they're just completely, we can't get to them. We can't touch the Ghostbusters. That's a good suggestion for future updates. For Update 8, it's mostly not, but the team is informed on your suggestions, so let the team know. Number three, will some of the next master events get more nodes to have the master characters? So can we get Wu to 7 stars? Can we get Ghost to 7 stars? Can we get Primo to 6 or 7 stars where he might actually be useful? The answer is, for now, it's mostly no, then yes, as team is already working on other stuff. So one thing here, guys, Nooch looked, I want to talk about the development team for 1 second. Nooch looked it up. The game made $70,000, or an estimated $70,000 in January. That was the total revenue for the game. $70,000 is enough to hire you a very small development team. 2, 3 developers, maybe 4 at most. And maybe they've got their time being split in other games. That's really possible, because that's just not a big revenue for the game. That's like, $840,000 a year in revenue. And that's not going to pay for a lot of high-end developers who can really get in there and tackle it. A lot of developers, big developers, it's not going to pay for all that. So unless this team starts making money, and we're going to talk about that in relation to Spongebob here in a bit, but unless this team starts making money, you're not going to see content released at a fast and furious pace. It's going to come slower. So if you're looking for a game where content is constantly released, new content, new characters, all the time, this is the wrong place. Honestly, guys, you can probably play this game in 10 to 15 minutes a day right now, logging in a few times, doing your spending your energy, looting nodes, whatever. Occasionally, you get an all-star event or a master event you got to spend some time on to really unlock it. You watch some videos from Nooch or GKM or DRC or Fancy Matt. You watch those videos to see what's going on. most of the time you can get the stuff done. So if you can't afford that time and because you really want the content, it's just going to be a slow burn with the content in this game, guys. It's just how it's going to work unless the game suddenly starts making a ton of money. And we can argue that on the side. Did Lego really give this team this game all the advertising and support it needed? That's a really good question for another video. Number 4, will raids ever get implemented like in the next 2 to 4 months? This is kind of disappointing. The team is planning to implement the raids, of course, as you've asked about it for a lot of times. Not just Jester asking, everybody is asking. Nooch is asking. You're asking. Everybody wants a raid. We all want a raid. Give us something so we can use our roster with. It takes a lot of time to implement it. We're not sure about 2 to 4 months. It can be more. Might be more than 2 to 4 months. We were promised this raid in October, and that was kind of about the time that the original development team was on their way out, and we didn't know it yet, so they didn't develop the raid, and they kind of stalled it. It's all just been stalled out, guys. We don't know when this raid is coming, and it's really frustrating because that is probably the biggest thing this game needs, aside from some kind of player versus player war, guild cooperation, gameplay mode, something, but it's not coming. Number 5. Will we be getting new sets to the game? The answer is no, because they're working on new minifigures, or they're working on plans to improve the current minifigures. So that kind of points to this city rework they've been talking about. They're going to rework city and we'll give them different abilities, like the space rework that happened a while ago, which kind of might point to a city master event down the road. So pay attention, guys. You might have a city master event, because if they're reworking it the way they rework space, you might get a reason to use city in the near future, which would be kind of exciting and kind of fun. And number 6, we've heard from the old development team that a new underwater IP was being developed. What's going on with that? The team is working on checking the progress that was reached by the previous team, but I cannot confirm anything yet. As for it, also some time is needed. So it is frustrating, guys. It is frustrating, to constantly be told that more time is needed. It would be nicer to be told, no, you're not getting that, or yes, you're getting that, but it's going to be a while. We have been told we're getting the raid, but it's going to be a while. There's more time needed to start. It does wear on you, but again, this is the pace of the game, guys. It's not a fast-paced content game. It is a slow and steady content game. Now, here's what Nooch's big point is when it comes to like a Spongebob IP, which could be a really, really popular offering if they came out with Spongebob. Seiko made a comment about, we don't know how advanced the old team was with Spongebob licensing coming out. And SFW fixed double looting now, which, by the way, is true. They should fix double looting because people like in Australia have a 1-hour window, whereas Nooch has like an 8 or 9 hour window and gets double looting every day. I sure hope they won't make a decision based on the tiny number of people, vocal people, whining for or against SpongeBob on Discord. If they don't make their decision based on economics and market data, the game is in pretty big trouble. That is true. And guys, businesses know how to make money. They really do. And they know that if something is not making money, they'll stop doing it. It's a free market economy in the world. There are countries that aren't free markets. The world is a free market. Ideas are shared across the market. Ideas are paid for, bought, and sold across that market. If the game starts making money, or if it's making more money, more than $70,000 a month, then Game Off to invest more in it. You can get a snowball rolling and make more and more money down the road, and it just gives more developers more content, blah, 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 blah. But if they're not going to make decisions based on making more money, if they're going to make decisions based on some people on Discord who say that they hate SpongeBob, or on Reddit or on Facebook or whatever, instead of saying we're going to release SpongeBob because SpongeBob has a real opportunity to be a marketing opportunity for us to introduce people to the game, SpongeBob, guys, is a super popular character, and people might come and play this game as new people to play SpongeBob and to buy SpongeBob. People that are already playing the game might wail. They might spend a bunch of money to get SpongeBob characters, and you may not. And you may complain and say, well, they're not available. Well, they'll be available, but if you don't want to spend money, that's your choice. Guys, it's really important for the game to release characters and to release game modes and everything else that bring new people. You gotta constantly have new people coming into the game. I believe I looked it up and there were 100,000 downloads in January. This game needs more like 1 million downloads a month and $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 revenue a month to really be relevant. And one of the things that could get us to those numbers is a SpongeBob IP. You know, it is a really everybody knows SpongeBob. SpongeBob is the second greatest serial cartoon of all time after Looney Tunes. We can take Looney Tunes, by the way, too. A Star Wars IP would be something tremendous. I know this game is kind of a clone of Galaxy of Heroes, but if you had, just 5, 6, 7 Star Wars characters that you could put in this game and they could be part of an IP, and it came out at the same time as Skywalker Saga and also Lego Star Wars Battles, you had all this combined together Star Wars stuff, you might get a lot of attention for this game. And this game needs that attention. So my suggestion is stop fighting against the popular IPs that could really take this game and push it forward. And by the way, just because they release SpongeBob doesn't mean that SpongeBob is going to be the best team in the game. Ghostbusters are not the best team in the game, so you don't have to spend a bunch of money to have Ghostbusters in order to be at the top of Arena. You can be at the top of Arena with Magisto and Woo and lots Garmadon, characters you can get free to play in the game. Those characters can take you to the top of Arena every day. You don't have to have the Ghostbusters. You will hopefully wouldn't have to have SpongeBob or Star Wars. You don't necessarily have to pay to win this game, but you can pay to get lots of cool stuff in this game. And that's be a great option, not only attention, but the money and everything else for the game. So SpongeBob would be a positive thing for the game to bring a lot of good attention. And you see here one more thing from Maria. Eldgar says, just don't use the SpongeBob references. And Maria says, what's the problem with SpongeBob? It really makes you think that the development team is looking and saying, yeah, SpongeBob may have been out there and being developed already. And why wouldn't we put something together and partner with that group for a public IP and make something that can potentially get a lot of attention and a lot of money for the game? Because if that happens, you're going to get other characters too, guys. It's not going to be just SpongeBob and no other characters. Although I've been talking about this small development team, so it might just be that for a little while. But if you got a month of SpongeBob, and after that you got a bunch of new city characters, and or whatever, it's not the end all be all. It can help the game, and if something can help this game, Nooch is all for it. Bring it out, push the game forward. Let's go. Get some new people into the game. Get some new people with wallets into this game, because we need the wallets in order for the game to continue and thrive and bring lots of good things. Finally, guys, well, Nooch sees all of this stuff as encouraging but not exciting, right? Very encouraging. The All-Star events, the challenges there, the brick paces with the challenging nodes there. We hope the developers come out with the 2-tiered brick paces for the other events as well. Redevelop those, bring them out. Those are a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun to play, especially those final challenging nodes where Nooch had to play through it and really figure it out. A lot of fun. Encouraging, not super exciting. But guys, the content creator program is being reactivated. That was something when Nooch first joined the game back in June that they were finalizing with Lego. It took a long time for Lego to approve it, apparently. And there were content creators like Bricko, trying to remember who else was on there. The Escape podcast, those guys were on there. We had GKM, we had Fancy Matt. Those guys were in there getting a look at content ahead of time, be able to meet with the developers and give them ideas, throw questions at them, bring it back to the community. A direct conduit from the content creators to the developers. That was developed, and then it kind of disappeared, and it wasn't really out there. And it started, and then it just was gone, and nothing really came of it. Well, they're relaunching this. Tomorrow, the content creators are getting together with the developers for a Q&A session. If you're wondering, Nooch is not one of the content creator program. Hopefully we'll be there soon. Hopefully DRC will get in there very soon. DRC Views, look them up. We know that GKM Gaming will be in there. We know that Fancy Matt will be in there. Maybe the guys from the Escape Podcast and some others. Maybe Bricko will join. I don't know. Who knows? Those guys are going to get in there and talk to the developers. I think actually Seagull's in there too, but they're going to talk to the developers. They got a bunch of questions for them. Well, they got the same questions you and I have. Nooch made a video. We're going to put a tag here. What do we want from LEGO Legacy in 2021? Everybody wants the same stuff. So they're going to bring a lot of those questions to developers. Say what's going on. Can we speed up the pace? What's this game looking like for this year? Hopefully they'll come back with some answers. Hopefully Nooch can get some information from that as well and share it. But yeah, Nooch is not part of the content creator program. Would love to be part of that. Would love DRC to be part of it. So guys, what this is the LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, the State of the Game February 21. Promising, encouraging, not super exciting, Not a massive amount of energy, but enough energy for Nooch to make 4 videos about the All-Star, about the techie events last week, and that's something. If we got some content that we can talk about and make videos for, and we have to make guides for, that's something. And thanks for that content. Bring more of that stuff and build on it and expand on it, and let's make this a great game for everybody and bring us some end game stuff for everybody as well. That's all we got, guys. While you're contemplating with the state of the game, and if you've got some ideas about what you think the state of the game is, put them in the comment below. Hit Nooch up on Discord. Hit me on Reddit. Whatever. Wherever you want, Nooch is available to talk. And always remember, Nooch too good. Of course you enjoyed laying witness to this video. Subscribe here on Lord Vader. Watch another video over here. Remember, Nooch too good.